Okay, welcome to Tuesdays on the Den. You are with me, JD. Let's get those title credits rolling. Okay, so you probably realized I am filming out of my car. I promise I am not using either of my hands to do this. I bought one of those car mounts. I thought it would be kind of cool to do a video when I am on the go and still able to record. This video is, and I will provide a trigger warning to some people, it is about a pretty heavy topic, and it's something that I feel like we in the LGBT community really need to discuss, and it's something that we need to start to discuss on a much greater level than we are now. For those of you who may be completely off the grid and off social networking, which is confusing as to how you are watching the Men of the Den videos if you have no social networking whatsoever, have probably recently noticed this new hashtag #MeToo trend going around on Facebook. And what it is intended to do is to, depending on which side of the issue you fall on, and if you believe that more than just women can be assaulted, it's meant to amplify the magnitude of the impact of sexual assault on people around us. And so that the more people that say Me Too as they are a survivor of rape or assault, it's to let people know that they are a part of the number of people who have been assaulted in the United States of America. And that doesn't include the people who can't talk about it or don't feel like they should, that they can talk about it at this point. Just because people aren't saying Me Too, it doesn't mean that they're not survivors or victims of rape and assault. I myself am a survivor of a very violent rape in November of 2009. We're actually coming up on the 8-year anniversary of that happening next month. And it is something that I have undergone intensive therapy for. I see a therapist once, if not twice a week, for post-traumatic stress disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and I'm on medications to help me so that I can live a somewhat stable, normal life, whatever normal is. And as a survivor of assault, it took a long time for me to be able to come to terms and to grip the breadth of what it was that had actually occurred to me. But I vowed to myself that as a survivor of assault who has the capacity and the voice and the support and the network to be able to talk to people about sexual assault, it's really important for me to see that this Me Too movement is actually happening. Now, I do have one issue with the movement in itself. I am very proud to call myself a feminist, and that being said, I am not thrilled with those who are detracting from the importance of rape culture by stating that the Me Too movement is for women only. I understand that women are disproportionately impacted by sexual assault and rape as opposed to their male counterparts, but people in the LGBTQ community, including myself, are even more disproportionately impacted by rape and assault. And when people tell gay men, bisexual men, trans women, lesbians, bisexual men and women, whoever you are on the spectrum, by telling them that they don't get to participate in this particular narrative, we're telling them that right now it's about other people being raped, not your rape, which a lot of people are going to associate with the Black Lives Matter movement and the All Lives Matter movement, which I won't get too far into that, but it is not the job of white people to delegitimize the problems that people of color face every single day in their lives by applying it to this issue. Because as a gay person, this is disproportionately impacting me, just like police violence disproportionately impacts people of color. If anything, we should be saying that cisgendered, straight, white people shouldn't be the ones claiming that their rape stories are the only ones that matters. There are a lot of rape stories that need to be heard. We know how much rape has impacted people across the world, and when we start, if it takes a social media movement for people to realize that this is occurring to people in their lives, their friends, their family, they haven't been looking at the world around them, at how disgusting this place has become. And when we look at statistics, the Centers of Disease Control have stated that upwards 44% of lesbians have stated that they have been assaulted at some point in their lifetime. 61% 21% of bisexual women say that they have been assaulted or raped at some point in their lifetime. 26% of gay men, 37% of bisexual men have said that they have been raped or assaulted at some point in their lifetime. Compared to national statistics where 1 in 5 women are likely to be assaulted at some point in their lifetime, all of the numbers in the LGBT community are drastically and disproportionately higher than the national average for people who are stating that that only women get to talk about assault. I never ever want to detract from this issue, ever. I never want people to think that they don't get to talk about it. What I want people to realize is that rape does happen to everyone. It happens to anyone. It does not discriminate against who you are as a person because of your gender. If you feel like you have been a survivor or a victim of assault or rape, talk to somebody, talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to your therapist, talk to a school counselor, talk to somebody, reach out and let people know that something happened to you and you don't know what it is that you can do to mediate that situation. You have people who want to talk to you. You have the support system. You might not be ready to talk about it right now, and that's also okay. For a long time, I refused to talk about my assault because it made me a weaker person. Or as a gay man, I already had enough issues that I was dealing with. That's not fair to people in the LGBT community who are oftentimes put under scrutiny for every action, where a gay man can't be raped because we like to have anal sex. That is horrifying to even say, even in an example. Everyone on the planet can be impacted by rape. Just as everyone can be impacted by a lot of different things, we need to talk to those people who are disproportionately affected by issues such as sexual assault, domestic abuse, rape, hate crimes, violence against people in the LGBT community, violence against minorities, legislation that's being created that allows people to discriminate against people in the LGBT community. I never want to detract away from the Me Too movement because I think it is important for everyone to be seeing how big of an impact sexual assault can have on people in the community. But what I don't want is it to become an argument for whose rape matters more than someone else's, whose sexual assault is more meaningful to the current narrative than other people's. That's what I do not want to see come from this, because people in my community, the LGBT community around the world, are at such a great risk of violence in their everyday lives that I don't want this to become a tit for tat argument over whose violence matters more than other people's violence, because this shouldn't be happening whatsoever. We do need to understand when it's time to step back, listen instead of talk. But at the same time, we have to be able to talk. And so many within the LGBT community don't feel like they have a voice whatsoever in the narrative. And then when we're told that a specific movement is only for specific people, we shut those people out even more. We don't need to be silencing people in the LGBT community, telling them that their assault was more valid than somebody else's. Be willing to speak out, be an ally, listen to your friends, listen to your neighbors, listen to your family, talk to them. If you suspect anything, ask them if they're okay. More often than not, they're waiting for someone to ask them if they're simply okay. And if they say that they're fine, give them their space and come back to the topic at another time when they seem more prepared. Listen, 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 listen. That is my best advice. Thank you for watching this week. Watch all of the other LGBTQ videos that we have going on this week. It has been a pleasure to talk to you about this really crappy and sometimes not often talked about issue in our society. I hope that you have a great rest of the week. I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.